I use Facebook and Instagram. I do watch TikTok videos. They're funny occasionally, but I would probably say I watch YouTube videos most, depending on my interest, whether it be car racing or just historical documentaries that are available sometimes. I think the older generation we're getting used to things that are disposable, but we still kind of like to hold on to things. So things like Snapchat or things like Instagram that don't give you a lot of area to play with when it comes to diarying some information, or even having a number of pictures to describe the situation, I think is a little bit challenging. It can be so focused on monetization that it really then stops being a thing for the people and really ends up being a vehicle for making money or making more power or shifting power to others.
I'm recording now. So, I guess we'll start with what does social media mean to you?
Social media means to me it's a platform that's been helpful in sharing information, making connections, maintaining connections from a social standpoint. Again, going back to a social network, it allows us in this modern age to be able to maintain our social networks over time and to grow them. There are also good places for sharing facts, and I put facts in quotations, but clearly,
Why do you put it in quotations?
Because clearly, in recent history, there's also been many occasions where things that are called facts are shared, and they can have adverse events occur due to that. It can also lead people down a path that is probably not in the best interest of society in general. So again, with anything, is how you use it. And so at the end of the day, net, I think social media has been a positive thing. Again, I think with anything, when you try something new, you learn from your experience, and you hopefully can then start creating some rules of the road that allow everyone to enjoy it in a positive manner that is beneficial to society. I use Facebook and Instagram. I do watch TikTok videos. They're funny occasionally, but I would probably say I watch YouTube videos most, depending on my interest, whether it be car racing or just historical documentaries that are available sometimes, or even just understanding things. So I use YouTube if I'm doing a project, whether it's repairing a generator or doing something with a car or even something around the house. There's usually someone that's encountered that same instance and has provided a video based on their experience that's helpful. So I think those are probably my top social media platforms that I leverage.
And why is that?
Facebook keeps in touch with old friends and family, particularly because it has the ability to provide space for a lot of copy or even the communication. I think it's a good place. I mean, people, I think, end up using it as a quote-unquote diary. And some people, not me, but they use it as a way to I guess, deal with emotional issues that they have. And I see a lot where people put everything that's inside of them out there, hoping, I guess, that they'll get some kind of response that will make them feel better. I don't know if that's the healthiest place to do that, but I see a lot of it Instagram I use particularly because I love photography. I like capturing beautiful things in the environment. And so Instagram is kind of an easy thing where you can get one image that really says it all, so to speak. I think that platform has been useful for me in that sense. And so you can link with other people that have similar interests with the hashtags. And so you're able to see other people that might have been at that location and had a different perspective on their experience there. So I think that's good. And hey, there's some funny stuff on Instagram. So sometimes when you need a laugh, I do follow some accounts that are hilarious. So I think the older generation is, we're getting used to things that are disposable, but we still kind of like to hold on to things. So things like Snapchat or things like Instagram that don't give you a lot of area to play with when it comes to diarying some information, or even having a number of pictures to describe the situation, I think is a little bit challenging. So I think folks that are older tend to go to the platform that allows them to be more verbose, so to speak, in capturing their experience. Younger folks are used to, temporary music, disposable, commodities, and so I think they're more at ease with having either a picture or a moment in time captured and it disappear, or having just like one image or a blurb to explain a moment in their life. And they might be capturing more moments than my generation is used to. Not everything we do goes onto social media, so there are a lot of blind spots. So that hopefully one day you meet the person that you share connections with on social media, you actually have something to talk about that they don't know about just yet, right? So yeah, I think some of the adverse effects, one is social media tends to make people place more importance on materialistic things. I notice that people feel they need to curate a life that is on par with what they see on TV or in celebrity, right? You see people post things that show this fabulous life, but it may very well be a very different thing from reality. So they omit a lot of things and they only show you what they want to be seen. That has a knock-on effect because other people that might not be as secure in themselves see this and then feel, wow, this person's leading this particular life that I would like to live, and how are they doing it so seamlessly? But they really don't understand what's actually going on in the background, and hence it then makes other people feel a kind of way, so to speak, and they might go to unbelievable lengths to try to reach for this, right? And they could put themselves in debt, all kinds of things, right? That could be adverse to their life. So I've seen that. As we all know in the news, you've seen how social media can be used in a negative way, where it can be so focused on monetization that it really then stops being a thing for the people and really ends up being a vehicle for making money or making more power or shifting power to others. Final thoughts is, I think there are definitely some groups that are working very hard to make social media work in the best interests of society and mankind. I know there's a group, I think they're called the Algorithmic Justice League. Take a look at them, but they're a group that are working on making sure that the algorithms that sit behind all of these social media platforms that target you, that grab information and can really manipulate how you behave and your thought process, are working to make it more transparent. There are other groups that, again, are trying to even the playing field between the supercomputers that are driving the monetization of social media and us lowly single human beings that are on the other end that are, these test subjects for these systems. So I would suggest that everyone wake up and understand the setup that's going on right now, and really push for legislation around transparency and privacy laws, to make sure that social media doesn't fall prey to the ills of monetization. We've seen it in a lot of industries, and we hope that it doesn't happen in the long run. I think we have enough analogs to understand where this could go. We should start working out a framework to make it fair and equitable for everyone. That's it.
All right. Thank you.